What's up? This is Penuel the Black Pen. Hope that you're having a really great day. Today I want to speak about one of human beings' biggest allergic proponents. One of the things that human beings are so allergic to, which is the truth. I made a video, my last video at least on YouTube was taken down for hate speech. I was speaking about how people that have a different sexual orientation are mentally disabled, and it was deemed hate speech. I tried to explain the psychology behind why I was saying what I was saying, and I didn't think the video was offensive myself. A couple of my gay friends watched the video and they didn't find it offensive, so it was quite sad to see the video take it down. I thought it was quite educational, and I thought it was going to be a good video for discussion. I figured it was probably the title that was probably very problematic. So it's one of those things. I've since uploaded it on my Google Drive and I've shared it with people that want to watch it via a link. We are allergic to the truth as human beings. And unfortunately for myself, this has been one of my mental disabilities since I was young. I've enjoyed the truth so much. I've been crucified for my truth, like Jesus Christ, like Kanye West. People don't like the truth. They don't like reality. And they keep living in this lie and this facade. And all I see is destruction. All I see is sadness. All I see is depression and heartbreak. This morning while I was taking a walk, I was just thinking of the lies that we give to each other as human beings. And also, more importantly, the lack of perspective that human beings have. I live in South Africa, in Johannesburg. I've done a lot of research on the data. We have Statistics South Africa and other data sources, SARS and other surveys that track money that people make, that track where people live, that track employment and unemployment and suffering and poverty. I read this stuff regularly, not just for my country, but I read it for the African continent. I read it for Asia, for Europe, for America, because I've always wanted to gain perspective. Where do I fit in this world? Am I poor? Am I middle class? Am I rich? Am I struggling? Do I have a great body? Do I have a bad body? Am I healthy? Am I unhealthy? I've wanted to understand that. Even like intelligence, am I smart in the world? Where do I fit in? And this perspective has helped me to be very grateful for the privileges that I have in my life. And it's helped me be more sensitive to other people, especially other people from other races, people that have other genders, sexual orientations, etc. Because I then become properly empathetic because I understand their struggles and their differences and their sensitivities. A lot of people don't have that perspective. And we live now in a social media era where there's Instagram, very, very toxic space because people are constantly posting fake lives. There's a very big meme that likes doing the rounds, which is we're a generation of sad people with happy pictures. That's very true. And that's why people are depressed, because they're living in a lie and they lack perspective. When I do the numbers, I realize there are so many people that don't have money, that are living on debt. There are very few people that actually have money. The rest of you guys are living on debt. You're renting. You have a home loan. You have a car loan. People's things get repossessed and people struggle. And people are not being honest, and it's sad. And I just wanted to speak about some of these truths that really, really hurt me. One of them is obviously the income dynamic. I love posting this data because it normally blows a lot of people's minds, especially people on the upper levels. We've got currently 52% unemployment in South Africa, according to the data, the research. 52% of South Africans within the working age are unemployed. 14 million South Africans out of 58 million South Africans have a job. 14 million out of 58 million. Of those 14 million, only about 3 million of them actually pay tax. That means they earn above 6,700 per month. The average wage in South Africa, the average income that a working South African earns is 3,600 Rand per month, which is not a lot of money. To be in the top 10% of earners in this country, which means you're in the top 10% of people that earn a high income, you need to be earning 7,300 Rand or more per month. And to be in the top 1%, you need to be earning arguably between 30 and 50,000 Rand a month. It's not a lot of money to be in the 1%, and people don't know this and they lack perspective. And then they have these expectations on their boyfriends, on their girlfriends, on their parents. And then people end up getting into debt, high debt, living fake lives, living beyond their means, living outside of their lane. because they're trying to live the Instagram life. You end up living a fake life and doing crazy things just to have money or just to have access to this celeb life, of which a lot of our celebrities are living fake lives as well, because they're trying to push a facade, they're trying to push a lifestyle, they're trying to get brands to sign them, because that's what commercialism and capitalism is about. If you look at all these social media platforms, YouTube, Google, Twitter, Facebook, all of them are just marketing platforms. And they're trying to sell you stuff. So to become like a really big celebrity and become very influential and become an influencer, you need to be helping companies to sell stuff. You must be a walking billboard. I need to, everything I do, you must see the tags and where I stay and what I ate and who I'm with and where we're partying, because that's what makes money. And then brands want to associate with me because they're like, this guy helps us make money. So everyone is trying to live this fake life, even if they're staying at a place for free, or it's like, come stay here so that you can promote it. Come visit our club for free so that you can promote it. We'll give you a free bottle. You can't afford all of that. But in Instagram pictures, you look rich. Same thing then happens with relationships, unfortunately. People are unrealistic. We've got a high divorce rate today because people are unrealistic. They're not honest about the truth. In the past, there was a certain lifestyle that all of us had to adhere to. And that lifestyle helped to groom us so that we could be able to be qualified to marry one day. From birth, you're trained to be a good husband, to be a good wife, so that by the time you meet your partner, you're ready. You're ready. Some of the belief systems there, like Islam, for example, still try to keep this discipline. The kids still go to madrasa every day, and they pray 5 times a day, and they by heart the Quran, and they try to live a fully Islamic Muslim life. So by the time they get married, there's no shock. There's no having to change majorly because you were groomed for it. Flimsy Christians, other non-religious people, a lot of liberals and modern people today, they want to experiment with everything. The idea of marrying the first person you date sounds like blasphemy. It's insane. You married the first guy you dated. What? Sounds crazy. It's very sad. So you end up dating 20 people, end up sleeping with 50 people. Party, drink, get drunk, post pictures of your various partners on social media, and then magically somehow you're supposed to be ready for marriage. You're not going to last in that marriage because it's not who you are. It's not who you've been. You've been living a liberal life. And it doesn't help that everything we consume on TV is about Brooke Logan and the endless marriages she's had with Ridge and Eric and dating Thorne and sleeping with every other man on the show. And that's just the bold and the beautiful. There's other soapies and other trash that you guys watch that are trying to liberate, especially females. Own your body, have agency. Today we're supposed to celebrate that sleeping around is you having agency and valuing yourself. It's your prerogative. But then you want to go get married and commit to some guy and have that guy want to respect you, and you want him to come to your family and pay a dowry, a bride price. Ilobolo. And you're going to sit there like umakoti ozothile, this humble wife, which is bullshit. You ride the nigga's dick every night. You blow him. He comes on your face. Not just him, but all the other 50 dicks you've had inside you. You've traveled the world being fucked by your various exes. Smoke hubbly, smoke weed. You've done drugs with your friends. You know, you make noise. You Miss Independent. They don't know you. The fuck? Do they know who the fuck I am? You know, you queen bitch. But now you want to live this facade of a married life where you're supposed to submit and cook for your husband and whatever. And it's not going to last. It's built on a flimsy fake foundation because you guys are allergic to the truth. One of my things these days, and look, it's going to be very hard for people to swallow this. And maybe that's why Will Smith and Jada Pinkett are very funny about speaking about their marriage. I think they've transcended the nonsense and the noise. They're very big on go find happiness. Whatever that means to you, go be happy. And then come back to our union and our marriage. And let's carry on building together because we're not getting divorced. You and I are in this for life, like siblings. A lot of my relationships have failed because I love like a sibling. I'm like your brother. I'm going to hate you and shout at you and motivate you and inspire you and help you and complain like a brother. If we scratch each other, what you guys call domestic violence or GBV, gender-based violence, which I'm against, by the way. I'm against a man laying his hands on a woman for whatever reason, especially in the dynamics of the world we have today. But if you're angry and you push me as my woman, you're angry, you slap me, I don't see why I need to call the cops and get you arrested for assault. We were fighting, we had a disagreement, you lost your cool. I don't do it, but another guy might lose his cool and push you, or maybe even slap you, the same way your brother could do it. But because it's your partner and because TV and social media and everything primes you to be crazy and to be paranoid, as soon as that happens, you lose your cool. He must be arrested, he must be killed, he's horrible. And you're not realistic, you're not being honest, you're allergic to the truth. Relationships, long-term relationships, committed relationships, marriage are about the struggle. Anything worthwhile in this life is about the struggle. It could be your career, where you're being sexually harassed, where your boss is trying to sleep with you, where other people are trying to throw you under the bus, where you have to work late nights. It's a struggle. Same with sports. Those of you that have played the game of rugby, for example, it's a struggle. Practice and getting tackled and bleeding and getting stitches. Parenting is a struggle. Your child failing at school or bullying or taking drugs or being confused or being sick. It's a struggle. But for some weird reason, you guys want romantic relationships and marriage to be this honeymoon thing that you guys watch on TV and you see on social media. Couple goals and vacations. It's fake. Those stuff are just the highlights reel. You cannot be inspired by the highlights reel. You cannot want to be Michael Jordan just by watching his highlights. You need to watch him training. Every single day missing shots. Every single day doing suicides on the court. Every single day sweating and being sore and having to stretch and being injured and losing games and crying and sacrificing time with his family and other loved ones. That's what you're meant to look up to. And if you want to have a marriage that's 20, 50 years long, you need to put in the work. That means embracing the reality. Your partner will cheat on you. Maybe more than once. You guys might hit each other. Maybe more than once. There might be drunken stuff. There might be drugs. There might be family squabbles. You might swear at his mom. His parents might pull out a gun on you. That's the struggle. But like siblings and family, because the whole point of marriage is to build a new family. Family holds on and family fights. It's only when you're perpetually being abused and being oppressed that you need to get out, because that's wrong. You're with a person that's a monster. Don't stay with a person like that at all. Even if it's your own brother or your own dad or your own mom, if they are perpetually abusive to you, move away from them. That's why I don't condone violence at all. I don't condone a man hitting a woman. I don't condone a woman hitting a man. I'm just speaking about the struggle. You're with a guy for 10 years. Slaps you once after 10 years because you went and you scratched his car and you smashed his windscreen. And he loses his cool and he slaps you. He hit me. He will hit me again. Let me call the cops. Let me get divorced. He's messing with my inner peace. It's bullshit. He's not a bad person. He flipped once and it was an isolated event and there was a trigger and you must make sure it doesn't happen again. That's why you guys go to therapy. That's why you guys are supposed to go for marriage counseling. That's why if you're religious, you're meant to go and speak to your pastor. Supposed to speak to elders and get counseling and build, because it's a struggle. It's meant to be a beautiful struggle. 30 years later, you're still waking up next to that person. You're like, I can't believe you're still here, but I appreciate it. You're my family. I love you and I trust you. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett have that, but we don't understand. We don't understand. You don't sexually satisfy your partner. They must go get sexual satisfaction elsewhere. We can't have that conversation because it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. It's fine for your wife to go and chill with her girlfriends and have drinks. It's fine for her to go shopping with her gay friend. It's fine for her to get mental stimulation from watching videos or going to talks and then to get paid by her boss somewhere. That's fine. But God forbid she tries to get sexual satisfaction from somewhere else because you're not really satisfying her. And even after she's tried to explain to you what she'd like, you're failing. She's not allowed to go and sleep elsewhere. It's wrong. And then you touch on the spiritual connections and she's not satisfied. You guys are miserable. You guys are not honest. I'm not saying discuss sleeping out and sleeping around. I'm not. Just talk about the reality of the world we live in out there. Women have the same freedoms today as men, so they obviously will do the same rubbish. Cheating, having little Ben 10s that they spend money on while they're married. It's what they'll do. They're like you now. They're free. All the bullshit that men were doing, like being abusive, being oppressive, they're free now, so they get to do that as well. A lot of us are in denial about our mothers. I think our mothers were angels. And it's one of the saddest things for me because I've seen how it destroys the mind of a boy. I've seen how it destroys the minds of some of our sisters out there who have very, very unrealistic expectations of relationships and life. Your mother was not an angel. I'm here to tell you, your mom was not an angel. Your mom doesn't pray before sex with your father and have like 2-minute missionary sex just to make babies. Your father used to give her to a doggy style. She's given your father blowjobs, not just your father. She's sucked other niggas' dicks. She probably had miscarriages, maybe abortions. She's partied, she's been drunk. She might have tried drugs or weed. That's your mother. That same angel of a woman that goes to church every day now and judges you and acts like Jesus' little servant. She was a woman, a young girl at some point. She was full of shit as well. The dynamics may have been slightly different because she had less freedoms, but you best believe your sister is not weird. Your sister's not weird. Your sister's like your mother. So if your sister's doing ratchet shit out there, she's cheating on a nigga or whatever, your mom used to do that. It's your mother. She's lied to you as well about a lot of things. She still lies to you about a lot of things, especially pertaining your dad. Because women demonize all men. Father was rubbish, your father was... They never speak about their flaws. And a lot of mothers hurt their daughters in the way they judge their bodies, in the way they judge their intelligence, in the way they judge the people that they choose to be with. A lot of girls hate themselves because of how their moms used to speak about their breasts. Your breasts are big. Why do you like men? Why are you wearing that? Which man is going to marry you? You're lazy. You're not smart. Mothers that psychologically oppress their daughters and make them feel like shit. We don't speak about that because mothers are angels. They're not. They're human like all of us, so they're full of shit like all of us. And we don't have these conversations, and it creates these illusions. And my generation thinks all the women of our generation are shit today. They're not like our moms. It's because your mom is old. Watch the girls that you're dating now by the time they're like in their 40s, 50s. They'll look like perfect women, and they'll lie to their kids. Their kids will be like, my mom is so great. And you're like, your mom used to get fucked at varsity. I know all the niggas that slept with her. If it weren't for shows like Kutata Ako, where we see women falling pregnant with other niggas' kids, we wouldn't know that the older generation of women cheated. Today, obviously, girls take morning afters, they have abortions, they have contraceptives, the patches, the implants, the whatever. In the past, they didn't have those luxuries. So if your mom was cheating, she might fall pregnant and boom. You know? It's happened. It's always happened. It's not a new thing. But we live in this fake facade. We have high unemployment in South Africa today. I gave you some of the stats earlier. I think youth unemployment is sitting at 74%. 74%. 7 out of every 10 young people in South Africa aged between 16 and 35 do not have a job. A lot of them are living at home and they hide because they're ashamed. Because throughout high school and even in tertiary, everyone lied to them. Everyone told them, if you study, you will get a job. Everyone lied to them and now they're ashamed because they feel like failures. How can you be a failure when 74% of you are supposedly failures? You're being failed by the system. You're being failed by television. You're being failed by your politicians. And then you're being failed just by yourself and your society and your family. There are no jobs, guys. Find another way. Move home. Help your parents. Start a vegetable garden. Hustle some stuff. While you're hiding in your home, all your other friends are hiding in their homes as well. They're also ashamed. All of you are ashamed? Come on, man. Monkeys in the wild are not worried about unemployment and poverty and grants. They make it work. They don't sleep hungry. Why can't you plant a tree and pick apples and pick grapes? Plant some cabbage. Stay at home. Capitalism and commercialism has demonized living at home with your family the way it was meant to be. You have to move out after matric, and now you put yourself under pressure and you end up living in a squatter camp like a hobo, like a rat, because someone put pressure on you that you have to go and stand on your own feet. No. Stand on your parents' feet and help them. Your parents have built a 4-room house. Stay in that 4-room house. Make some money. Accumulate some stuff. Extend the house. Build some rooms at the back and live there and bring your partner there. Expand on it. Stop listening to what's out there because it's messing with your mind and it's killing you. There are no jobs coming. They lied to you. They told you that if you get matric and if you get a degree, you will get a job. They lied. At some point in our past, universities or degrees were elitist, and they were isolated mostly for white people, ring-fenced for a minority. White people knew that if they go to get matric, if they get a degree, they'll get a job. And the first crop of black people knew the same. Today, there's an influx because unfortunately, capitalism keeps shifting the goalposts. They'll say you just need matric to get a good job. Once everyone has matric, they'll say you now need a degree to get a good job. Once everyone has a degree, they'll say, no, we need work experience and whatever. Once everyone has that, then they'll be like, unfortunately, there aren't enough jobs. The capitalist system doesn't allow for everyone to win. It's like the board game Monopoly. In the board game Monopoly, someone wins. And that's when he's taken all your money. And he owns most of the properties on the streets. And you can't afford to pay him rent anymore. That's how the real world works. It's kept up artificially by grants, social welfare, charity, interest, loans, and all this other nonsense. But it's the exact same system. Doesn't work. It's broken. It's a broken system. And unlike the board game Monopoly, they don't wipe everything clean and say, look, the country fucked out. Get all the money back from Oppenheimer and Rupert and Mutsipe and everyone else. Let's give everyone a fair chance and then let's start the game again. It doesn't work like that. The rich people don't share. They don't close the game and say, put the money all in the bank, give all the streets and the utilities back. Let's start the game afresh. They keep it going and the poverty keeps increasing because capitalism is not designed to be a sustainable model. Same wild animals out there are living in a sustainable model. The only thing that's destroying life for animals out there is human beings because we're constantly developing properties and building new malls for pension funds and whatever. So we end up encroaching on their natural habitats and where they live. They sleep under trees or in caves. They eat from trees. They hunt each other and they find. It's a balanced ecosystem. Our Africans used to live before colonialism came in with its capitalistic systems that are destructive. But we don't want to talk about the truth. We lack perspective. You don't know that while you're dying inside and while you're depressed and while you're committing suicide because you failed at school, everyone else is going through the same thing. Everyone else is going through the same thing. There's a very elite class that's enjoying the spoils. And I've spent time with the elite class, the clever blacks who earn 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 a month, and they believe that they're struggling. It's fucking insane. They're in the top 1 to 3% of the country, but they feel like they are struggling. They complain about high insurance, security at their complex. Holiday homes have become expensive. They've become like the white people we used to demonize at some point in our lives. They're not aware because they compare themselves to the next rich person. But look at Mutsipe. Look, I don't even have a yacht. I only have one property. There's real poverty out there from that measure. There's real struggle. And I really hope to ignite and liberate more people to plug out of money. Go back to the basics. Go to a village. Put up a mud house. It's green. It's eco-friendly. It's warm in the summer. No, it's cool in the summer. It's warm in the winter. Plant some stuff. Plant a tree. Plant a tree once and every year when it's season time, gives you fruit and you get to eat. The food is out there. You don't have to be going to the shops. I know when you don't go to the shops, capitalism fucks out and more people lose their jobs. But people are losing their jobs even when capitalism thrives. Because there's automation, there's robots, there's outsourcing to countries with no labor laws, where people get paid ridiculous amounts of money for slave labor. It works. We've seen Apple, we've seen other American companies and products, Nike, outsource because it works. It's not a sustainable system, but we're not being honest. And kids end up being depressed and suicidal. And it's very sad. And some escape to drugs. Casual sex, they end up with disease and they die. And people are shocked. Going back to marriage today, our parents sent us to white schools, liberal upbringing. They made us watch all kinds of rubbish on TV. And today they're confused as to why our marriages are not lasting. They're confused. Your father, as a African girl, woman, he never raised you to explain what he expects of an African woman. He thought magically you will somehow learn this through osmosis. Somehow you'll suck it out of the atmosphere and the air. He never trained you every single day that an African woman does things like this This is how you kneel. This is how you serve. And then your mom says, this is how you cook. This is how you respect your husband. When it comes to the bedroom, you must do this, and train you every day so that by the time you're 20, 25, you are ready. The guy who comes and finds you ready. Same with men as well. They let you live this liberal life, and then they confuse later when your marriage is fucked up and you're disrespecting your husband. Who would have taught them? You guys haven't built schools to train your children how to behave in society and how you'd like them to be. You're shocked that your children don't understand indigenous languages. When did you teach them? They don't know the songs at weddings and funerals. When did you teach them? Do you realize how dizzy and stupid you sound when you expect a child to do something you've never taught them? It's like the irony of your child laughing at you that you don't know how to use a cell phone. When did the child teach you? When did your child sit down with you and explain how apps work, how to use the app store, how to use Uber Eats, how to navigate a phone, how to check the pixels of a camera, understand RAM, storage? When did your child sit and teach you to a point where your child is now laughing at you? Mom, you don't know how to use this. Bah, ha, ha, ha. It's the same idiocy that you're doing when you're expecting your child to know things you've never taught them. That's not how it works. And it's also because we've been broken up by capitalism, chasing jobs far away from our families and our circles and our core values and beliefs. The Muslims are keeping it strong, and I value them very much. They've built mosques wherever they are. Their kids still go to madrasa, and they make sure that they teach their kids their beliefs every day. The Jews try to do the same as well. Afrikaans people try to do that with their kids. Black people in their majority are struggling. They have no plan, no vision, no systems that they've built to groom their kids to be what they want. Instead, they switch on the television, they say, watch. And then when your child imitates what they see on Jerry Springer or Nick Gomorrah on Generations, you're shocked. Which means you're stupid because you're not getting it. Your child is imitating what they're being fed every single day. Their concept of love and romance is based on Brian McKnight and Boyz II Men and R&B songs. Their understanding of relationships is based on Tyler Perry Madea movies. Where do they watch movies on African love? When are they watching documentaries on hard work, on having a work ethic, on loving, serving people, building stuff? All they're watching is social media, which is the highlights reel. People living their best lives in Dubai. They don't know where the money's coming from. They don't know what those people are doing to get that money there. Now your daughters today are wearing wigs. They want to bleach. They want to inject their bums. And you're judging them. But you as the parent, as the elder, as the leader, have not done anything to groom them into any other system. So they will imitate the system that at least gives them their time every day. Every day, television, social media is priming your child every day on how to behave, and you're doing nothing to counter that. Nothing. In the future, your child is going to become what you see on TV that you hate, and you'll be shocked. Ooh, ingane zanamhlanje. It's you. Abantu abadala banamhlanje have failed. Blame apartheid, blame colonialism, blame the fact that you have a 9-to-5, blame whatever. At the end of the day, it's your responsibility. Mufasa can blame no one else but himself for how Simba turns out. I think Simba's mom as well, Sarabi. Mufasa and Sarabi have a responsibility to groom Simba to become the lion king that they want. You have a responsibility to groom your child to be what they want, but how will you groom them if you're also living a lie? If you're lying to yourself about who you are and what you believe in, if you're lying to your partner, if you're lying to your kids, if you're lying to society, and you're part of this whole illusion, this whole fugazi, this whole scam that you guys are living, which is not real. And when people like Penwell try to question Jesus and religion and Muhammad and Islam, why are we doing this in culture? Who decided that it's 10 cows? Why am I paying damages for a free woman when we had mutual sex and she was riding my dick? I'm called uncultured. I'm called a heathen. I'm called too educated. I'm called disruptive. I'm trying to find answers to this messed up world so that we can win, at least psychologically. That's why I'm happy today to say I'm an animal, because I would rather imitate chimpanzees than human beings that live on debt, work their fingers to the bone just to exist. You work a 9-to-5 and you sweat every day and you have to beg to take leave in a free world just so you can exist, just so that you don't end up in a shack with the Nyaupe. There's something wrong, and human beings are allergic to the truth. Allergic. I will keep trying to speak my truth, but I know it's tough because a lot of these platforms are not built for truth. Like I said, they're marketing platforms. They built so that I can generate as many views as possible, so that advertisers can say, hey, this panel guy has got 2,000 people that watched this video. Let's go advertise there so that more people can buy stuff and we can take their money. That's what it's built for. It's not built for sustainability. But we appreciate that a platform like YouTube for now is still highly, highly educational. And I'll carry on trying to respect the rules of these platforms so I can keep educating. Because if we don't, the world will implode. I need more people to embrace a simple life, to become minimalists, to go back to eating vegetables and less meat, to just drinking water, to being with their family, to living with their family in one house. Someone taught you that 10 of you in one house is a bad thing. It's not. It's not. Someone taught you that if you're not eating red meat every day, you're poor. You're not. It's a psychological thing. Someone taught you that if you don't have a job, and they do it every single day, if you don't have a job, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Why are you unemployed? These are unemployment numbers. We must change. We must change. No. Monkeys are unemployed, but they eat and they're with their family and they're happy and they chill. You can do the same. And you can add value in your home. You can plant stuff. And if you're not building in your garden, you can build your body and do push-ups and do squats, do sit-ups. If you're not building that, you can build relationships. Get to chill with someone. Get to know them. You don't have to chase money. This world is built for money. Everything today, religion, culture, everything is built around money. The schooling system. You think that the dreams you have are your dreams. They're not. They were implanted in you and they keep being primed every single time you watch an ad. Every single time you're on social media. The algorithms are built so that all the things that pop up are the things that are going to make you want to buy stuff. And if you want to buy stuff, it means you need money. And you get money from either having a job or running a business. Then you're in the money game and you're constantly chasing and you'll never be satisfied. Constantly have to upgrade your car. Constantly have to upgrade your house. Constantly have to travel the world. Constantly need more and more and more and more. While feeling like you can't afford more children, so you end up with one or two. The most natural thing on earth. Feeling like you can't survive without medical aid and a hospital, which is not true. Feeling like if your kids don't go to school, they'll be fuck-ups, which is not true. The schooling system is broken. It's taking away practical education and skills, and it's leaving kids just as parrots. Parrots that have been proven now with matric over 12 years, with a degree that they get from 3 to 5 years. 17 years of education. Been proven that you still can't do anything. You can't plant a potato. 17 years of education. You're schooled, but you're uneducated. You can't service a car. You can't cook. You can't bake. A chimpanzee's got more skills than you, and they didn't go to school. It's tragic. We are allergic to the truth, and I think the closer we move towards the truth, the closer we'll live a better life and a happier and healthier life, and you will have inner peace and happiness. This is Penuel the Black Pen. Love you guys very much, and I hope this video won't be taken down. Anyone who wants to get the previous video that was taken down, please try and get a hold of me. Maybe on my Facebook, maybe on my Twitter. If you just search for King Penuel, then you'll find me, and I'll send you the link as well. I love you guys very much, and I look forward to sharing with you and engaging with you some more, and hopefully meeting you guys soon physically. I love you guys very much. Cheers.